Good morning. As promised, I did say I was going to do Albert's Return, which is the second part of Albert and the Lion by Stanley Holloway. In actual fact, there are two sections, two more. There's Albert's Return, and there's another one called Albert's Reunion, but they were certainly going to milk that for all it was worth. Anyway, for today I'll do Albert's Return. Okay. From the Stanley Holloway record. You've heard our young Albert Ramsbottom at the zoo of a Blackpool one year, with a stick with an horse's head handle, gave a lion a poke in the ear. The name of the lion was Wallace. The poke in the ear made him wild, and before you could say Bob's your uncle, he'd upped and he'd swallowed the child. He was sorry the moment he'd done it. With children he'd always been chums, and besides, he'd had no teeth in his muzzle, and he couldn't chew Albert on gums. He could feel the lad moving inside him, as he lay on his bed of dried ferns, and it might have been little lad's birthday. He wished him such happy returns. But Albert kept kicking and fighting, and Wallace got up, feeling bad, decided 'twere time that he started to stage a comeback for the lad. Then putting head down in one corner, on his front paws he started to walk, and he coughed and he sneezed and he gargled, till Albert shot out like a cork. Now Wallace felt better directly, and his figure once more became lean, but the only difference with Albert was his face, and his hands were quite clean. Meanwhile, Mr. and Mrs. Ramsbottom had gone back to their tea feeling blue. Ma said, "I feel down in the mouth like." Pa said, I bet Albert does too. Said Mother, "It just goes to show you that the future is never revealed. If I'd thought we were going to lose him, I'd not had his boots soled and heeled." "Let's look on the bright side," said Father. "What can't be helped must be endured. Each cloud has a silvery lining." And we did have young Albert insured. A knock on the door came that moment, as Father, whose kind words did speak, 'twas the man from Prudential. He'd come for their twopence per person per week. When Father said, "Ooh, he'd been knocking," he laughed and he kept laughing, so the man said, "Here, what's there to laugh at?" Pa said, "You'll laugh when you know." "Excuse I'm for laughing," said Mother, "but really, things happening so strange. Our Albert's been ate by a lion. You've got to pay us for a change," said the young man from the Prudential. "Now come, let's understand this. You don't mean to say that you've lost him?" Pa said, "Oh no, we know where he is." Then the young man had heard all the details. A purse from his pocket he drew, and he paid them with interest and bonus the sum of £9 4 and 2. Pa had scarce got his hand on the money when a face at the window they see, and Mother cried, Look, it's Albert!" And Father said, "Aye, it would be too." Albert came in all excited and started his story to give, and Pa said, "I'll never trust lions again, not as long as I live." The young man from the Prudential to pick up the money began, but Father said, "Here, wait a moment, don't be in a hurry, young man." Then gave young Albert a shilling. He said, "Here, pop off back to the zoo, get your stick with the horse's head handle, go and see what the tigers can do." Anyway, that's it. He was pretty grim, wasn't it? Anyway, I will be doing Albert's Reunion, which goes on and on and on about poor old Albert and the lion, and well, tiger probably in this case. Anyway, that's all from me. It only goes to show, get yourself insured with an office of repute like the Prudential, and then if you should get eaten by a lion, well, you'll get 9 and 2, which is 9 shillings and 2pence. Okay, farewell for now.